Hello. Um, I want to try something today, which is something that I've done unintentionally in some of my Minecraft videos, and that's actually going out of my way to try to be relaxing. That's the only sort of critique that I've gotten on one of my videos, and I'd like to try to recreate somewhat. I'd like to try and recreate that, not that exact video, but the same sort of vibe. And I think the best way to do that is to, well, be in creative mode, because then there's no threat of starving, there's no threat of mobs really, and there's no need to progress in any sort of meaningful way. The only problem is I don't know how to build, so I will simply explore, but not actually explore. I'm just going to fly in one direction while I talk because the right stick on my controller is messed up. So when I move it, I start doing 360s, and that can be kind of disorienting. Um, I'm not sure. I'd recommend not watching the video, but I don't know how entertaining or relaxing my voice alone is. So I'm using it. I'm using the game Minecraft as sort of a background. Is that a village? It kind of looks like a village in the bottom right. Anyway, in case I run out of things to say, I've got the Minecraft wiki up, which I think will be useful. Right now I'm on the term mob, which I didn't know this personally, is a mob short for mobile entity, or mobile object. Is an AI-driven game entity. All mobs can be attacked or hurt from falling attacked by a player or another mob, falling into the void hit by an arrow, etc., with the exception of natural natural creakings, and have some form of voluntary movement. Different types of mobs often have unique AI and loot. Let's go to passive mobs. I guess they do this in alphabetical order because it starts with the allay, the armadillo, which I haven't seen in a while, but I forget where they spawn. Axolotls, bats, camels, cats, chickens, cod, copper golem, cow, donkey, frog, glow squid, happy ghast, horse, mushroom, mule, ocelot, parrot, pig, rabbit. It's weird. Um, on the Minecraft wiki, they have for fish, not all fish, but for the fish, I mean for the cod and the salmon, they have the whole entity. Like you can see its head and its tail and its body. Um, for the for the cow and the pig, you can only see its face, which makes sense. It's a larger mob. But for the rabbit, it just shows its face and its ears, even though it's a smaller. So it looks weird. It doesn't look like a rabbit. Is what I'm trying to say. Tadpole also looks really really silly because again it's just showing its face, which I guess it has one technically. The strider also looks silly because its eyes are so far apart. There's also hostile adjacent mobs. These mobs, although passive, are also considered monsters and are involved in mechanics pertaining to hostile mobs. So things like the skeleton horse, the zombie horse, and the camel husk. Hostile adjacent. So up until recently, there was only one mob that was hostile adjacent. Now it has its own category. And then there are neutral mobs. Neutral mobs are sometimes passive and sometimes hostile towards the player. These mobs usually require provocation from the player in one way or another to attack or become hostile, while some can be naturally hostile and have a way to be pacified. Hmm. These consist of bees, dolphins, foxes, goats, iron golems, llamas, nautiluses, apparently, pandas, polar bears, pufferfish, trader llamas, and wolves. I guess. I'm trying to think. I know I've been attacked by goats and llamas before, and polar bears, but I don't think I've been attacked by anything else. And then there are the hostile adjacent. What? There's two different categories for hostile adjacent. What? But I guess they're different because they're not. I guess because they're not really related. The first one is hostile adjacent. These mobs, although passive, are also considered monsters and are involved in mechanics pertaining to hostile mobs. So the camel husk, the skeleton horse, and the zombie horse. But then there's another category with the exact same title and definition. But these are the cave spider, the drowned enderman, piglin, spider, zombie nautilus, and zombified piglin. Which makes sense. You can't really lump all of them together. But at the same time, like, I think drowned are hostile mobs. I mean, you have to specifically be in water for them to attack during the day, but at night they come after you. So they act like any other mob. And what about this cave spider? Is the cave spider not? Is the cave spider not hostile as well? I need someone to explain this to me. I guess because cave spiders and regular spiders have the same AI, and they can both exist during the day and don't necessarily attack you during the day. So I guess they're hostile adjacent. The Enderman makes sense. The Piglin, I wouldn't say so. Because they're hostile unless you're wearing gold armor. So, I don't know. I consider them an enemy of the state. And then there are the hostile mobs, which there are so many as compared to the hostile adjacent ones in the neutral. They're also in alphabetical order. And they are, actually, let's read the definition. Hostile mobs are dangerous, aggressive mobs that always attack the player within their respective detection ranges. Undead mounts are associated with hostile mobs, always spawning alongside of them. They are, however, harmless on their own. Is that their definition? Harmless on their own? Cave spiders aren't harmless on their own. Alright, so I guess the difference is the difference between hostile adjacent and hostile mobs is that there are circumstances where they are not hostile. I guess that makes sense. Whatever. I digress. But anyway, the hostile mobs are the Blaze, Bogged, Breeze, Creaking Creeper, Elder Guardian, Endermite, Evoker, Ghast Guardian, Hoglin, Husk, Magma Cube, Parched. Parched, that's what they're called. The Parched are the new upcoming, I guess, desert skeletons. Which they're an offshoot of the Stray. This I didn't even know that they were called the Stray, but those are the skeletons that spawn in ice biomes. Anyway, Magma Cube, Parched, Phantom, Piglin Brute. Piglin Brutes are hostile no matter what. Interesting. That's why they're so evil. Pillager, Ravager, Shulker, Silverfish, Skeleton, Slime, Stray, Vex, Vindicator, Warden, Witch, Wither Skeleton, Zoglin, Zombie, and Zombie Villager. And then there are the boss mobs, Ender Dragon and the Wither. That's it. There's also a list of unused mobs. These mobs cannot spawn without the use of /spawn or spawn eggs. Old villagers and old zombie villagers cannot be spawned at all. The list consists of Elder Guardian Ghost, Giant, which I'm sure you've seen before. The Giant is just a big model of the zombie. The Illusioner, Old Villager, Old Zombie Villager. Is the Old Villager just like a physically aged villager, or just a villager that was in the beta? I'm not sure, it doesn't really specify. And then there are removed mobs, which sort of all have the exact same Steve face skin. except for one MD3 test mob. I'm not going to go elaborating on that. And then there's a list of joke mobs. Mobs that were added as April Fool's Day jokes in Java Edition and cannot be found in the normal version. And these consist of Angry Ghast, Bat-Tato, Diamond Chicken, Love Golem, Mega Spud, Moon Cow, Nerd Creeper, Pink Wither, Pet Armadillo, Pet Axolotl. What is... There's just like a few mobs here that just have pet in front of them. Like the pet bee, pet cat, pet chicken, pet cow, pet creeper, fox, frog, mushroom, polar bear, slime, turtle, wolf. Which isn't the wolf already a pet, or is it, or are they different entities? Anyway, what's interesting are these last couple of mobs. This one is called Plague Whale Slab, which I have no clue what that is. And then next to it is the Poisonous Potato Zombie. And then the rest are Ray Tracing, which is just a Steve head with glasses. A Redstone Bug, which kind of looks like a silverfish, but red. Spectator Villager, Spectator Witch, Smiling Creeper, Toxaphene Slab. What are these slabs? And for some reason, the Warden is also here, but it has an abbreviation, boss, next to it, which I don't know. I'm not going to go into detail about any specific mob. Even though I'm very curious, I might even look up some of these later when I'm done. I really want to know what the Plague Whale Slab is. Anyway, I digress. And then below that is the unimplemented mobs. Mobs that were announced by Mojang as potential additions to the game, but either got scrapped or shelved indefinitely. And the list is alpaca, barnacle, crab, firefly, glare, shade, isolodger. I guess it's supposed to be like an ice villager. The meerkat, the moobloom, ostrich, penguin, pigment bodyguard, rascal, red dragon, shark, termite, the great hunger, tough golem, vulture, and wildfire. Some of these are mob vote. Some of these are mob vote mobs, but some of them aren't. Like, I don't remember the vulture, or the ostrich, or the meerkat. And what is the pigment bodyguard? I'm very curious. That genuinely scared me. I'm sorry. Let me try to get out of this rain. Wow, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting it to rain or thunder. And here I was trying to make a genuinely relaxing video, And Minecraft says no. It's probably because I was about to get to the mentioned mobs. Mobs that were briefly mentioned by Mojang Studios on social media and other platforms. Wow, this rain is just forever? How annoying. Anyway, now it's snowing, which I think is fine. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Mention mobs. The list is beaver glowworm, beaver glowworm, goblin, Herobrine, lava zombie, musician, reindeer, soulfire blaze, which sounds really cool. A blaze that's just blue fire. It gives you a blue blaze rod. Sloth, snail, and troll. Interesting. Anyway, those are the mobs. Kinda, pretty much most of the mobs on the Minecraft wiki. Thank you for watching. Sorry about that thunder. I really didn't expect it to rain during this game specifically. Anyway, bye bye.